CFC 2059 is saying, do the players to bring in realistically. He added to that as well. So we'll do that. We'll go through the positions. So your shout for a goalkeeper is Ederson.
I'd say Ederson. If we're going to play this possession-based football, there's not many goalkeepers that are as good as he is on the ball and as comfortable. He's been at City. He's won everything.
Why do you think he fell out of favour at City?
I think it was just because of his age, and they were looking to now build on. And I think also the opportune moment came. Donnarumma became available. I don't know if he went before.
Well, he did. They'd already got rid of him because they bought Trafford. Trafford was the gambit, and Trafford did really bad at the start of the season. So then they went and got Donnarumma.
Yeah, they bought Donnarumma. I think he kind of fell out with Pep, but at a goalkeeper at 31 years of age that has won so much, that is so good on the ball, that could teach a Penders. Because that's what we want. We want a goalkeeper that's a good shot stopper, which Ederson is a decent shot stopper, but is really good on the ball. He needs to learn from someone that's really experienced. And I don't want someone that's just a bit better than Sanchez. I want someone that is miles better in terms of playing with the ball that can teach Penders. There
is a problem with that, though. And I think we are in danger of finding ourselves in a similar situation to where we found ourselves with Jorgensen. If we bring back Penders from loan, where he's playing every single game, and put him underneath an Ederson, who is probably going to start the majority of the games, because what we don't want to do is chop and change goalkeepers. Do you remember the whole Raya versus what's his name, Ramsdale thing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it was costing them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the problem with that, and I love the narrative of it. Bring in Ederson, who is the best keeper playing with the ball at his feet. He's a good age. He's not so old that he's still able to play a lot. I love the narrative of it. But the problem I see is, look at Philip Jorgensen now. Philip Jorgensen is too young to be a backup goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? And he wants in the first team too much, so he's going to get edgy about it. If we bring Mike Penders back from being a first team goalkeeper for an entire season, he's not going to be like, oh no, I'm happy to be here and I'm playing 9 games a season because I'm at Chelsea. Like, no, he'd rather stay at Strasbourg for another season. So he's going to get.
I hear you. I'm thinking on the lines of, and I know you're going to say it was only a year, but thinking on the lines of Courtois, he played first team football with Atletico. He was bought back in to play backup to Petr Cech.
Yeah.
I think if at the end of the day, Ederson has gone to Fenerbahce, and though he's still young and his career's not over, he's gone to Fenerbahce where he could come back to the Premier League, which is the best league in the world, potentially get back in the Champions League and things like that. I think if you say to him, look, here's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
For the first year, maybe 2, and obviously have the discussion with Penders. Your job, you'll be the first team, but your main job is to get this guy ready. And then you tell Penders, look, you've done great at Strasbourg. You're what we are looking at in the next 2 years to be our first team. But what we're going to do is we want to bring you in, want you to learn from this guy. I know it's difficult, but also Penders is younger than Jorgensen. I think Penders is like 18, 19, isn't he?
No, he's like 21, 22.
Is he? Oh, he feels younger than that. Well, we've had him for fucking ages then.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's in his 20s.
But I think you can, because what you're not doing, which is slightly different with the Jorgensen and the Sanchez situation, is Sanchez is not that much older than Jorgensen. It's like, 2-3 years difference. He's also...
No, Jorgensen's like 23, 24. Sanchez is like 28.
Yes. 28?
Yeah.
Are we sure? Sanchez don't feel that old, mate. I feel like Sanchez is like 26.
I thought he was 28.
I could be wrong.
28. It's 28.
Jeez. Okay, so there's... right, so... But in terms of Penders, if he's like 22 to Ederson being 31.
Yeah.
And also, Sanchez has not won what Ederson has.
So there's a couple of things. First, Courtois. Yeah, I agree. I love the idea of that same situation, but Courtois won the league with Atletico Madrid. So he was good enough to be our first team goalkeeper when he came in. Do you know what I mean? Petr Cech was 38.
Yeah.
So he was at the very end of his career.
Yeah, very end, yeah.
So the thing is, Courtois was like 23, 24 at that time. He just literally won the Spanish league with Atletico Madrid. We're not talking about the same, like, Penders is nowhere near as good right now as Courtois was when we brought him in back from loan and asked him to fight with Petr Cech, who then eventually ended up going to Arsenal. Jose Mourinho made that decision. And like I say, Petr Cech was 38 as well. So the problem with I love it. Like, I literally love it. If it was possible to have it work that way, the thing I think you've omitted is ego. And I think that's a really huge part of being a goalkeeper in particular.
Yeah.
Gianluigi Buffon once did an amazing interview where he said the most important thing you need as a goalkeeper is ego, because you need to actually believe that you're never going to let a goal pass. And look at Robert Sanchez and the issues we've got with him. So 31 is not old. To look at Ederson and to say to him, Ederson, for the next 3 years, your job is to raise this neck. Like, no, he's a 31-year-old goalkeeper. As far as he's concerned, he's in his prime. If he's going to go somewhere, he's the first team goalkeeper, and he's not coming to be someone's nanny. Do you know what I mean? From the other side of it,
well, that's why I said the first 2 years to be first choice. If you're only giving him a 3-year contract,
but then, Mike Penders, 2021. First team goalkeeper, played every single match for Strasbourg at the moment, is developing at a really good rate. He then comes and gets to play 10, 15 games a season, cup games, and his ego is going to be like, I was playing in European competition with Strasbourg last season, and now I'm barely getting a sniff for Chelsea.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I just think the realism of it
is they need to, and every player should understand it's obviously a little bit different now as it was back then. Yeah. Because again, the type of caliber player that you're bringing in is usually at the top of the game. Yeah. They're not coming into a Strasbourg, at least from Penders. He's coming into Chelsea. It's different. Yeah, but because he's had a good season. Yeah, but just because he had a good season.
Thought exactly the same thing when Jorgensen came in. He's like, I'm going into Chelsea. It's going to be great. He's barely got any game time. His development is absolutely stagnated. Jorgensen was better.
But he's still here.
Yeah, but he was better before we bought him than he is now.
I know, but he's still here. Yeah, so the argument you're making about ego, but the argument about ego in terms of
he doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be here now. But how many years has he been here?
2.
Exactly. But if and
he's not looking like he's going to be our first team goalkeeper next season either.
No. But
because he's had no game time.
He came in with the idea from Chelsea that yes, he's going to come in and be a backup, but he's going to overtake Sanchez. Of course, that's would have been his idea, right? Yeah. Because you're not going to come here going, I'm just going to be backup. So if Penders comes in, or we ask Penders to come back in, he's going to have the same mindset. He's not going to turn up and go, Ederson's number one, and go, oh, I'm not number one, so I'm not going to come join. No, he's going to come in with his ego going, I'm going to topple him quicker than in the years that you're planning out. So the ego can go both ways. I think there's a much dry as.
No, I do genuinely. I think there's a much bigger gap. I think there's a much bigger gap between Penders and Ederson than there is between Sanchez and Jorgensen. I think Jorgensen comes in, looks at Sanchez, who was third choice keeper at Brighton and has been dropped every single season at Chelsea since he's been here, and he gets offered that project and he goes, I can do that. I don't think Penders looks at Ederson, who you literally just said is the best in the world. We're playing at the ball at his feet, and he's won everything. He's got all this experience. I don't think that Penders goes, yeah, I'm coming in and I'm taking that spot.
Oh, his ego can't be that big then, can it?
Yeah, but he's literally like in his early 20s and he's only just started playing first team football.
We're making assumptions on both sides. I'm assuming that he would be okay to fight and you're assuming that he wouldn't be. So we can assume it all day long, but there's been many occasions where clubs have bought in top quality players that could be starters for any team in the world and we had riddles of them at Chelsea and they were all fighting to compete for the same spot, and some players weren't even becoming starters. I mean, look, Willian was probably good enough to be in a lot of teams as a starter, but he wasn't maybe at the back end of when we were sort of having cut and run with wingers. He did become that starter, but he wasn't in the beginning. So look, I would present the opportunity. That would be an ideal situation for me, Ederson and Penders in an ideal world. And I don't think it's too far from the realms of realistically, but I also don't think, especially with this ownership, that we would go in for someone. I think more I can see it is we'd have Sanchez and Penders next season. That's what I could see.
I don't think so. I think Sanchez has spanked it now. I think Sanchez has had 4 managers and all of them have dropped him at some point, every single one. I think there's only so much you can give. I think Sanchez has gone. I think Jorgensen's gone as well.
Yeah, but do you think they'd sell both?
Yeah,
you think they'd sell both?
I do.
So then they'd have to get 2 goalkeepers.
So I feel like what it could be is, I personally, right, when I think about the Penders thing, I'm thinking, would I rather the situation you've just explained, where we risk Penders coming in, not getting any game time, either getting worse or agitating for a move, a la Jordi Petrovic, for instance, who's not just willing. Jordi Petrovic wasn't willing to, and he was told, we want you to fight for the spot this season with Sanchez, and he said, no, you either give me the number 1 or I'm going. So he decided to go. I would rather let Penders get first team football again for another season to get to that Courtois level where he can come in. And I think, where we are right now, I don't look at Penders and think you would definitely compete with Edison, for instance. I think it's possible that we go in for an Edison style player, or even Robin Roos. He's a lot younger, but I do think that it's possible very likely we go in for another young goalkeeper. Yeah. But if we do that, if we buy another first choice goalkeeper next season, I think we either keep Sanchez and bring Penders back and let Penders inevitably beat Sanchez out for that spot, or we leave Penders out in Strasbourg, get a first team keeper, sell Jorgensen, sell Sanchez, and promote one of Teddy Sharman-Lowe or Gaga Slanina. Because the thing is, if you've got an Edison, you don't need a number 2 keeper, really. Do you know what I mean? And maybe for the odd league game or
for depth, you will do.
For depth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and more than that, I want a Mark Schwarzer or an Asmir Begovic or a Marcus Bettinelli. Do you know what I mean? I want someone like that hanging around, like a 35-plus-year-old goalkeeper to be our backup goalkeeper. Yeah. But really interesting one. So so we'll move on from goalkeeper. So defenders, right? Like I think both instantly, me and you can both 100% instantly agree we don't need fullbacks. I think we're fine for fullbacks, aren't we? Reece James, Malagusto, Josh Ashampong, super happy. Yoro Hato, Mark Cucurella, also very happy. Centre-backs needs surgery, essentially, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you've said Benoit Badiashile gets sold, Tosin Adarabioyo gets sold. You would sell Wesley Fofana also.
Yep.
Which means they take a book loss. So I think they'd probably sell Chalobah before they sold Fofana for that reason. But either way, we're looking at selling 3 of our first choice centre-backs. So that leaves us with Trevor Chalobah and Josh Levi Colwill. How many centre-backs do you bring in? Mamadou Sarr. Okay, okay. So that leaves us
for me,
4, one of which is only really of starting quality.
Yeah. So obviously it's gonna be very dependent on how Levi comes back, because that's still, we don't know what kind of level is coming. But let's just say he comes back and he plays the way that he was playing.
Yeah.
He's your starter.
Yeah.
I would then buy a starter.
Yeah.
And then have Mamadou Sarr, because for me, Josh, because I want him to become that start. I think a good season out on loan would do him wonders and push for that start. Get a Premiership one, let him play every single game, have a great season, come back, and then get that number 1 spot, or fight for it. Even in the fullback position, to be honest, because I think he does well at a fullback as well.
Yeah, agreed.
But
not
I
so
would
much
bring in
but fullback,
wingback. Yeah, I would bring in an experienced from the ages of 26 up that has been playing at the top of the game, not a toss-in. No. That's from Fulham.
A winner.
Or free. But a proper, solid centre-back. Senese, I mean, even, is it Lacroix from Crystal Palace? It's not a bad shout. I like Lacroix, in an ideal world, I think Bastoni would be amazing, but I also think it's unrealistic. I don't think he would leave.
Really expensive.
It would be very, very expensive. But in terms of experience level, he's probably one of the best ball-playing centre-backs around.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, and I know I said I want experience, but experience doesn't always have to come with age.
Howson is decent. Murillo, not bad on the ball. But again, is at a Forest side that is really struggling. Murillo for me is more like he's like another Chalobah.
Yeah.
Rather than this guy. And he's also left-footed, do you know what I mean? But so maybe as a rotational option for Levi Colwill, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I don't see him being the guy.
Yeah, so for me, Bastoni would be ideal, but I would be looking at, as harsh as it sounds, I know the centre saying that would be a realistic, but you sort of want to try and go for a little bit of a higher quality for the starting centre back.
What about one of Arsenal's? They've got loads, and some of them are not happy they're not getting game time.
What's the geezer? Do you think we wouldn't get Saliba?
Nah.
Gabriel's a start. Gabriel's like the main one.
Gabriel and Saliba are Real Madrid waiting to happen. One of the two, at the very least. I don't think we'd get either one of them because they're
Where's
the
Ruben
stars.
Diaz now? Is he still at City?
He's still at City. If they get the thing is, do you know what's interesting is, you know what people have been talking about recently is the fire sale from Tottenham. So is Mickey van der Ven an option? And B,
I wouldn't mind Cristiano Romero if the geezer could control his temper.
No, he can't.
I think he's the thing is with him is he is a leader.
Yeah, but he's also a red card.
He's a loose cannon, and we can't. And I don't think Mickey Van der Ven, I think, is a good defender, and I don't put his recent red card to the point where he is a loose cannon and he gets red cards. He's been one of
the best players for ages.
Yeah, but he also plays on the left hand side, so you'd have to then
it's another Levi Colwill
switch one over. Yeah. I think Colwill make him play on the right hand side.
So's Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, so is Bastoni. I'm pretty sure.
This is the problem, isn't it? We need a right footer, really, don't we? We need a.
To be honest, I know people say they're more comfortable, but it does not at the top level. It don't matter.
The top level doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. No, because at the end of the day, all you've got to do to counteract that is to open out your body more so you can play. That is literally the only difference that you would need to do. Is you do need to open out your body. So it's
for a Premier League player.
It's not a Premier League level. It shouldn't be a factor. I mean, I don't play Premier League level. I can pass very well with both feet. So if I can do it and I can barely run, I'm sure a Premiership player that is playing football for a living can do it. And I know people are going to laugh. Well, there are loads I can tell you that don't. I'm sorry. At that level, being paid that kind of money, you should be able to.
It's a minimum requirement. So just to CFC's idea here.
Yeah.
So Lacroix, Senesi, is there anyone else of that kind of caliber, like a Lewis Dunk, or do you know what I mean? Is like someone who's been around for a while.
What about it's a guy from Newcastle, not Dan Burn.
Fabian Schär.
No.
Lascelles.
That Thor.
Oh, no, Tior.
Yeah. He ain't bad. Even Sven Botman is not terrible.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually.
Again,
not winners, are they really? Well, I mean, they won a League Cup, I guess.
The League
against
Cup.
Man City.
But in terms of...
But neither is Senesi or Lacroix, so...
Yeah. We want a bit more of a robust defence. I think that's the biggest problem. I don't think I need to be looking at defence saying that I want them to play pretty football. I know it's the prerequisite of the way that the style that we want to play. They need to be able to play with the ball. But we are leaking so many goals, especially of recent. We need to robust it. We need to solid up, and we're looking at teams that maybe have a bit more solid defensive unit and trying to pick some of those players out. That's Malik. Malik. I thought he was superb against us.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
I thought he's had
a good season as well. Actually, he's a decent player. Do we need someone though, like a bit older still? Not 36 Thiago Silva old, but would a 30-year-old?
I wouldn't mind Rudiger, mate.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. The only issue with Rudiger is he's been out a lot injured for the last couple of seasons. I would love that, for lots of reasons, and I think that it would be really useful. But also, he's not the same. Like Thiago Silva was chef's kiss centre back. Do you know what I mean? He was chef's kiss centre back to the point where his loss of athleticism didn't massively affect his game. That's really important. I have a feeling with Rudiger. Rudiger's game is largely based on his athleticism, isn't it?
His athleticism, and once he loses that attribute, I mean, look,
so Malik Thior, like that.
Yeah, I don't think that is a bad shout. To be fair,
I wouldn't mind Senesi from Bournemouth. I think he's been really good this season. What about
even
Brentford? Brentford are literally just behind us in the table. They must have someone.
They've got Ethan Pinnock. He's not bad, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's Chelsea level. I know you can say Brentford have got great defence. Even what's his name from, and he's not playing as much. But I want to say his name's Kim Jin-May, the Bayern Munich centre back,
the Bayern Munich
from Napoli.
Yeah.
I think
he's really good.
He's not so great on the ball, but again, at this point, if Levi Colwill is coming in to be that person, to have someone that's a bit more solid, that is not pace, but is reading of the game is good.
Yeah.
Someone like that, again, that is not going to be too expensive. I think he's like 27 now, 28.
Yeah.
But again, that I mean, if John Stones was still around, I'd look at him.
But he is, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's like falling off the planet, mate. I don't know what's happened to him.
Kim Min-jae is 29. I don't hate that at all, actually. I think actually he represents the perfect profile of centre-back that we need to go for. I'd be more willing to wait for people like Mamadou Sarr and even to an extent, like I'm not as done on Fofana as you are, because I think Fofana, this is his first season back after 2 years of basically being out for ages. So and we've seen lots of promising stuff from Fofana. So I'm not totally done with him yet. And also, I just don't think he'll get sold because of the outlay. I think Trevor Chalobah goes before Fofana. Unfortunately, not because I think Fofana's better than Chalobah, but Chalobah represents better value at the end of the day.
How old is Fofana now?
25, 26, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I watch
26 in
Fofana
December.
play, he just looks like a player that has got a mistake in him every game.
That's a shout.
Branthwaite.
From
Braithwaite,
Everton.
yeah. Everton. Yeah, it was a big talk in the summer,
lad.
isn't it?
Left-footed though.
Again.
Another left footer. Yeah, like you're
But
right.
he's
Though,
another one that
his body up, but he's a big.
He's
lad,
another
really
one
big
that
lad.
sort of fell off a little bit, isn't he? Well, at least not spoken about as much because he was heavily linked with everybody in the summer. We were talking about like 50-something million.
He had a breakout season.
yeah.
But Everton are having a really good season. Don't know how much he's been playing for him. I wouldn't even mind a Tarkowski, you know. I wouldn't even mind a Tarkowski at this point. just get me someone who's played some Premier League football and isn't 12 years old at this point.
To be fair, we need someone with a bit of height that can header the ball.
Yeah,
Set pieces because we struggle.
Definitely. On Malik Thiaw, by the way, Omar said he got cooked by Barcelona and João Pedro cooked him as well when we drew to Newcastle in their home match. Everyone has a bad game.
As I said,
I don't. Let's have a look at his sofa score rating actually,
because I'm pretty sure then you could say the same that he cooked us in the most recent game. So
yeah, that's true.
It all depends, and how confident and how well your whole team is playing. And it does also play a big factor, and we've seen it how
Malik
detrimental
Thiaw,
it is to us.
24 years old, about 6'4".
It's some not bad height.
6.8 on sofa score, which is about average.
Yeah,
right-sided, right-footed. His heat map is very right-sided as well. Only made 11 appearances. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, that's the Champions League. That's why. Let's look at the career. 46 matches played, 5 goals and 1 assist. That's pretty good. Scored 4 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Fair play. So yeah, I don't hate Malik Thiaw. So I like the Kim Min-jae idea. I like the idea of a Senesi Lacroix as well. Someone a bit understated, do you know what I mean? But better than Tosin Adarabioyo was. Tosin Adarabioyo was a chance because he was free at the end of the day, wasn't he?
Yeah. Also, what you could get with the Kim J thing, I know they don't want to buy Jackson, but you could say, look, we'll give you Jackson, you give us Kim with a bit of money on top. Because I can't think Kim's going to be more than 50 mil.
I don't even think it'd be that much.
40 mil because he's not playing.
German club, and at the end of the day, he's not playing. I think 30 to 40.
Yeah, 30, 40.
I don't think we'd pay 50 mil for him at 29.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Not 29 year old. No.
I think we've seen this with Mike Maignan. Do you know what I mean? They didn't want to pay more than 8 mil for Mike Maignan. I think we'll only get this experienced type of centre back if the deal is right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Fofana is the highest on the wage bill now. He's definitely getting sold. So it's a difficult one because for the squad cost ratio, selling him it would be good. But for instance, we'd have to take a loss on him because we spent 80 mil on him, and no one is paying more than 50 mil.
I suppose it depends
right now.
How much do you think if we did sell him, how much do you think you get for him?
40 to 50.
And how long has he been here? 4 years now, hasn't he?
Yeah. So but because his contract was spread out over a long time, because this is before we got him before they changed it, so we were able to amortize his contract over the 7, 8 years or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll only be he'll on book money, he'll probably still be worth 60 plus at the moment. He's probably 60, 65. It'd be good for the squad cost ratio, but we'd have to take a 20 odd mil loss on him. I think 25 mil loss on him to sell him, because he's not been good enough this season to command a high amount of money for him.
But I also think with Fofana is that I don't think he would, similar to what we're saying about Penders earlier, I don't think he would be happy as a backup and would want to push for a move anyway.
But the difference is people will want, it's easier to get Penders on loan because he's got a low wage, whereas Fofana's getting paid bucks. So we can't loan him out. No one's paying him the wage, and he's going to be hard to sell because, do you know what I mean? It's like Fofana, I feel like financially we're a little bit more glued to. And look, I wouldn't be unhappy to see Fofana go in the grand scheme of things. I do definitely still think there's potential there, but I think that he wasn't put on one of these deals that Cole Palmer and Caicedo and Fernandez, but he was put on a big, he's like 200k plus a week or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Difficult one. Right, so let's move into midfield then. So Caicedo's a keep. For you, Enzo Fernandez is a keep. I am actually indifferent about Enzo Fernandez. I'd be happy to keep him, but I wouldn't be sad to see him go either. I am not like in love or or hating him one way or the other, if I'm completely honest. So Dario Asugo loan, I can maybe see that happening depending on who else, because it talks about well, we'll get into who we're looking at in a minute. But yeah, Moises, I think the thing is, my issue with Enzo Fernandez is he's not obviously the best partner for Moises Caicedo in midfield. No. I think we need a player of the profile of Romeo Lavia, closer to, at the very least, a deeper midfielder who is better at being a deeper midfielder than Enzo Fernandez is.
Yeah.
So the names, not necessarily, maybe realistic, maybe not. Elliot Anderson of Nottingham Forest.
I was about to say. The thing is, you want a player that's similar to Caicedo, but is also more creative and better on the ball in terms of making more creative side of things. Because Caicedo is your workhorse. He's the one that breaks down everything. Mm-hmm. And then you look to Enzo Fernandez for the one to create from deep line, to play those balls over the top, box crashes. Elliot Anderson is not a bad shout.
Yeah. Adam Wharton was another one. Adam Wharton.
Adam Wharton. Yeah, I don't mind Adam Wharton.
I think there's going to be a massive fight for his signature in the summer, though, because he's going to the World Cup as well. I think Adam Wharton's going to be the 80+ mil player that has a breakout World Cup or whatever this season.
Yeah. I've got another interesting shout from midfield. Yeah. And I think I mentioned this to you at the start of the season.
Yeah.
To compete and play back up to Cole Palmer. Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah, I don't hate that. At all. That's more of an attacking line thing for me.
Yeah. The attacking line. And my reasoning behind it is creatively, obviously, Cole Palmer better.
Yeah.
But what Morgan Gibbs-White would bring another dimension is his physical presence and his robustness. Yeah. And I do like that. He's dogged, man. He is dogged. And I think 100%. we need magical, tricky, pretty footballer, Cole Palmer. But sometimes when we're playing against a Newcastle that playing like that and we need someone to bulldoze their way through, bringing on an extra dimension like that, I think would be a bad shout.
No, I like that. I think it's more realistic than a Morgan Rogers as well, who I'd love to see in that position, don't get me wrong. But I think because Morgan Rogers fights with Cole Palmer for that spot, but Morgan Gibbs-White comes in as a rotation understudy, doesn't he? So let's just go back to the deep midfield, because we'll move into the attack in a minute. Elliot Anderson, is there any other options for you at all, or is that your guy? Is Elliot Anderson the one that they're talking about 100 mil? Like, I think that's wild, if I'm completely honest. Elliot Anderson for me is like a 60, 70 mil player. I don't see him being worth 100 mil.
A bit unrealistic, but you'll see where my mind goes to it when I mention the name, Fede Valverde.
Ah, man.
And you see,
yeah, I'd love that.
If they're wanting Enzo,
yeah. Don't hate that at all.
Engine, creative,
amazing
goal
rotational
scorer
option. Really, would he be your starter?
Yeah, I'd play him alongside Caicedo.
He's nearly 30 now, isn't he?
Experience, mate.
Federico Valverde, 27.
Great age, coming into his prime.
From Uruguay.
He's got an engine on him. He's good on the ball. Obviously playing at Madrid, he scores goals. He's going to cost a bit, but then Enzo Fernandez is going to cost a bit. So there could potentially be a deal there done with them. I think that'd be a great shout.
I love that. I actually love that. I don't know how realistic it is for a lot of reasons, like you said there. But as far as player profile goes, experienced, winner, score a goal. He can dig deep and defend. He can run, pass.
Can even play out wide.
He played right back a little while as well, didn't he? Very versatile. And Chelsea love versatile. Really, 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 really love that. That's a fantastic shout. And now I'm going to be really disappointed when we don't even go in for him. This was an interesting one from CFC 2015 as well, because we have actually been linked with him quite recently. Felix Nemecha. He's like a 6'2" or a 6'2" centre midfielder, kind of box to box player at Borussia Dortmund. Not a big amount of numbers. Like, he doesn't score. I think he's got like 3 goals and 1 assist all season or something like that. But he is robust. He is very athletic. Yeah. I only worry about buying anyone from the Bundesliga that isn't from Bayern Munich. if I'm honest. Like, I think
Yeah.
it doesn't get much better than Borussia Dortmund. I know Borussia Dortmund aren't always amazing, but in terms of like quality players, it's like.
But I like that
we've bought from Leipzig before, and
I like the line that he's thinking of, because when you look at our midfield, the height is It's, you know, we could stack two to get to that height in a sense. They're not the biggest of players, and we do get overrun sometimes when we've got the height against us.
It's like our midfield, Kante and Matic.
Height,
everything.
Yeah,
absolutely everything. That was so
covers
good,
bases. Yeah,
it's like literally, it's like having 3 midfield players as well, because Kante can run so much. Do you know what I mean? It was so good. But yeah, Fede Valverde, I think, wins that shout there for me for that deep line midfield role, because he can literally do everything, and also in a pinch, he's available to play right back. He's available to play
similar to like Caicedo can do. You know, he can play in a few different positions. So the more I talk about it, the more I want it to happen.
Yeah, I love that. Let's stop talking about let's stop talking about that. But I think you've smashed it there, mate. You smashed it. Right, so we'll do the attacking positions one by one. We've been kind of generalising up until now, but we'll do the attacking positions one by one. So left wing, right? We need a left winger, and it needs to be a proper left winger. Who'd you go for?
This is a hard one, you know, because I thought about this the other day, and I looked at what's out there.
Not much.
And like all the top wingers are either an unrealistic target, or have recently moved. And you're not gonna, you know, like I think Semenyo would have been a great option on the left hand side, but I agree. Gone to City, he's not going anywhere time soon.
If they get a 40-point deduction, maybe he's on the market. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a left hand side.
I mean, there's only one name that instantly comes to mind for me.
Go on, you go first then.
Rodrigo.
From Madrid. You ain't getting Fede. You ain't getting Fede and Rodrigo.
Well, the thing is, I think Rodrigo's more likely to move than Fede is, to be completely honest. I think Fede is like, you know how we're like proper Chelsea. I feel like Fede's like proper Madrid.
Proper
do you know what
Madrid,
I mean? But with Rodrigo,
I wouldn't say no to Rodrigo. And I think in terms of experience, quality,
24
and Brazilian connection.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, build the links.
Yeah, no, like, and he's the only one I can think of that I think I know a bit about a situation where he's been linked away a lot in the last few windows, like the last 3 windows. There's been lots of talks about Rodrigo going to Arsenal, Rodrigo going to Man City, Rodrigo being linked with Chelsea. Like it happens a lot. So I think that he's not getting enough game time. Obviously, they've got Vinny Jr., Mbappe, and Fede Valverde, and do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's not, you know, he's not getting enough game time. He wants to play on the left wing,
which I wouldn't be too against, and maybe slightly disappointed we didn't get him originally. Rafinha from Barca.
Yeah. I don't want another left-footed left winger though. To be honest, I think that I don't know. I just want. I think our team needs someone on that side that's going to cut in, don't they? Really,
on the right.
Yeah. And I think one of the issues has been we've got a lack of balance, because very often this season we've played 3 left footers across the front line. Do you know what I mean? And it's happened quite a lot. Makes us quite predictable. I think it's like, you know that the guy on the left is going to cross, and you know the guy on the right is going to cut in. I think if we change the balance, like you can, you know, it's not impossible, but I feel like a right foot is more likely to still cross and try and cut in and score, be a bit unpredictable.
You know what?
Yeah, go on.
I just thought about it now. And you'll probably say the same thing, because I think he is left-footed as well. And I also think it'd be very incredibly difficult to time away. I wouldn't mind trying to go and get Luis Diaz.
I love him. I think he's fantastic.
I think he's quality. I think he's got everything he needs as a winger. I thought he left Liverpool way too soon. But I don't think you'd entice him away. I don't think he'd come.
No, I don't either. I think I'd love it from a profile wise, but I think it's a little bit too unlikely, unfortunately. I'll bring up a couple of these guys in the chat. They're suggesting I like a couple of these. Don't know as much about this player, Mateus Mane.
I
Where's he from?
think he plays left wing.
Let's have a look. Oh, he's a Wanderer. He's Wolves player. 18.
Yeah, he's the young kiddie up that. I thought he played up front.
He is a left winger by the looks of things. He basically spends no time in the box at all. I'm just looking at his map right now. It says that he's a striker, but he's a left-sided forward, really, a bit like Nicholas Jackson.
The only thing with that, again, it's we like great option. He's doing well in the league, but the whole idea is for us to go for experience.
Yeah, he's 18.
And we just sort of fit in the same narrative that we're so angry about.
Because that brings in, one option that is actually been talked about in the news at the moment is a player we've actually made an offer for is Said El Mala. He's a 19-year-old left winger from Köln in Germany. He scored 9 goals and got 3 assists in the Bundesliga this season. So I think that's we've already earmarked that player. Do you know what I mean? Essentially, and he looks good. But again, I agree with Kai. I just want some experience. So a couple of things. Omar says about Rodrigo. Didn't know this. He's washed and coming off an ACL injury, so won't be back for a while. So if anything, that makes us even more likely to buy him. Doesn't it? Because he'll be cheap and we love a deal. Yeah. This is one I really want to talk about. Oh, no,
same
sorry.
one.
That is the same one. Hold on. Nicholas Jackson on the left wing.
I said it when Jackson was here that he's not a forward. He is a winger. Yeah, I just think the bridges are burnt.
Yeah.
With Jackson.
Do you think the Chelsea bridges were burned or it was his I think he had a problem with Maresca, didn't he?
Yeah. Right. I just think I'd even, if there's an option, I'd still have him as a striker that can move out to wing, but I still want a top quality winger because I feel like our strikers will play better when they've got better wingers.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel like at the moment, I mean,
it's like our left wing is just a hole.
Left wing is non-existent. No. So on that side, yes, Jackson, it could potentially be an option, but I'd rather have a ready-made top quality option
who plays that position.
He can do a job there. Trying kind of thing. Yeah, because that's look, that's the main problem that we all have at the moment. We want to move away from this hope and let's try things. Yeah, let's bring in some experience added into some of the things that we're trying rather than just trying everything.
Do you know, that's one of the reasons I wouldn't be super sad to see the end of the back of Enzo Fernandez. I said it in my video either today or yesterday. The reason that he's not an untouchable for me is because when you look at Moises Caicedo is a 6. Marco Correa is a left back. Yeah. Cole Palmer is a centre attacker who plays well out on the right, but functions well in both positions. João Pedro is a striker. Reece James is a right back who can fit. Do you know what I mean? When you look at all of these players, you're like, I know where you go. But with Enzo Fernandez, I feel like we're always using him to plug holes, and I've never seen him look phenomenal for 90 minutes in one single position ever.
Yeah. No. We don't, and to be honest, there's not many teams that do play. Yeah, Madrid, City, not even City anymore. City don't really play with that kind of.
It's like an advanced state, isn't it?
Yeah, that advanced state. He's like
a 10, he's higher than a 6.
He's like a Lampard-esque, but in the wrong era.
Yeah,
that's what he is.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
So
and defenders spend so much time playing with the ball now that you can't rely on them to defend as much. That if you have him deeper, that means he's got more responsibility. This is a great one. I love this. We were linked with him and laughed at for being linked with him, and now it seems silly. Anthony Gordon. For me, that's an instant yes.
It's not a bad shout.
I think he's a massive upgrade on either of the guys we've got at the moment.
Oh yeah, he's 100%.
I think he'd be available as well.
Hasn't he struggled with injury recently?
He played the last few seasons. The other day.
Yeah, I know. Played against the other day.
I don't think so. Let's have a quick look. I like Anthony Gordon. I liked him when we were linked with him when he was the Everton player. Yeah. He's played. Hold on, no. Career this season. He's played 44 matches this season. He's got 16 goals and 5 assists for Newcastle this season.
That's decent. Yeah. 44 and also, the good thing about Gordon as well is he's Prem proven.
Yeah.
Not just at Newcastle.
I mean, so is Liam Delap. No, not just at Newcastle. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, not just Newcastle. Everton as well. So
no, I think that he knows where the back of the net is. He's an unpredictable scorer. He's not the guy that when he's got the ball, you think, oh, he's going to come and score, but he can surprise you with it. Do you know what I mean? And obviously versatile because he was actually played as a striker. Do you know what I mean? I found that wild, by the way, that Walter Mada plays in the centre and I
didn't get that. And Gordon was up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I don't understand that.
It worked.
I know it worked, but I don't know.
Worked.
And to be fair, the Newcastle fans that I've spoken to, they don't. Yes, it worked for us, but they don't understand it either.
Yeah,
but
weird.
It's similar, like he's trying to do a Joel Linton.
I think that's an Eddie Howe thing, and Eddie Howe's like, what's that? Striker, centre mid,
centre back. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
But yeah, no, for me, out of everyone we've talked about, Gordon would be my number one choice. Easy. Yeah. I think if we could pay 60 mil to get Gordon, I think, what's he like? How old is he?
He's got to be 28 now.
25.
Obviously, he's young enough for the orphanage to want him,
and he's only just turned 25. So he would technically, if we went in for him in the summer, he'd technically still be 25 as well.
It's not a bad shout, to be fair. Yeah. And I do, because I was thinking it now when we were talking about it, we're looking a lot outside rather than internally in terms of the Premier League. We're knowing players that have been and done it. So I think, yes, getting some outside, but sprinkle the squad with a bit of Prem proven.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the thing is as well, it's like, look at João Pedro, man. João Pedro had never had a season like he's had with us.
Like he is now, yeah.
But he had Premier League experience, which helped him adapt and grow at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So by that same example, Gordon could be a 20 GA. Well, he's already 20 GA. Do you know what I mean? He could be a consistent 20 GA player. If he comes to a team, like imagine Gordon and Cole Palmer, do you know what I mean? Rather than Walter Marder and Danny Murphy. Do you know what I mean? Not Danny Murphy, sorry, Jacob Murphy. Danny Murphy's talk sport guy. So yeah, no, I like that. Okay, so right wing, I don't think we need anyone, if I'm completely honest. I think we've got Esteban Willian, we will need Giovanni Quenda. I think Cole Palmer can play out there. So we've got three good options. We've got three good options already for right wing. So for me, going out and buying another left-footed right winger is absolutely pointless. Like it just causes problems as far as I'm concerned, especially if what we're going to move into now, we talk about centre attacker. If we do buy another centre attacker, then that's not just backup for Cole Palmer. It's an option to push Cole Palmer out right and have someone else in the middle with a different skill set. I think the two obvious ones are Morgan Gibbs-White and Morgan Rogers, aren't they? Really? Morgan Rogers is going to cost 85 mil plus, maybe 100. They are dropping off a bit, and it depends on his World Cup, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, Gibbs-White, I think they was looking to move to Tottenham for like 65, 60.
If they don't get Champions League football this season, it's almost guaranteed they sell him, I think.
And just to think, right, there is, and I want it to happen to Tottenham, but there is potential that they could go into the relegation zone, which means they get relegated, he goes for even cheaper.
Oh, what, Morgan Gibbs-White?
Yeah, he's Forest, isn't he?
Yeah. No, that's true. Sorry, I was talking about Morgan Rogers, but no, you are
Rogers. Right. I still think if they don't get in the Champions League, I think
exactly.
Then the price drops. I think it drops. It drops a bit at least.
I think it drops, and they definitely sell him because they've done the same thing again, where they've spent loads of money on the squad this season, and they need to justify that because they got slapped with sanctions by UEFA last season, just like we did, because they overspent in European competition.
Yeah,
and if they don't get Champions League football this season, they're going to have to sell players if they want to carry on buying. They're going to have to. And Morgan Rogers is easily their most valuable asset, and weirdly, even it's hard to replace his output, but it's he gives you the best chance if you sell him to replace that output and still save a bit of money. So I think Morgan Gibbs-White is actually reasonable in terms of, I think that'd be 30, 35 mil maybe. What's he? 27?
If they get relegated, yeah, I don't think so, mate. I think it's like 25, 26 maybe. I don't think he's that old. I could be wrong because I was 26. Wrong about Sanchez.
26 in 26, January. He's just not long term.
Just 26. Yeah. So he's coming into his prime.
So Morgan Rogers fits the profile. Would you rather, if you could have either of the two, who would you have?
Gibbs-White.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of profile. I think Morgan Rogers is very similar to Cole Palmer, and I think we need different. I think we need
robust.
When we're going through a low block and we can't break them down with the silky streak, that we just need someone that's a bulldozer, but is also pretty good on the ball. Because Morgan Gibbs-White's feet is really good for someone that's quite physically robust. And I think it just brings another dimension to the team instead of having a like-for-like swap every single time in every position, because that's what I feel like we've got at the moment. We've always got players that are the same as each other.
Oh, are we?
Oh, I'm not.
I'm not. I can still hear Kai as well.
I'll get the YouTube up, mate, and talk to myself through the YouTube.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we've only got one more position to do though, and then we've actually overrun a little bit, so we'll do striker and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Oh, you got no YouTube Premium, Kai?
Nah, mate.
Mate, they've got Premium Light now, $7.99, no adverts, background play. £8 a month. It's decent. I'll tell you what, we've only got one more position.
Just coming through on my phone.
Yeah,
maybe Omar muted us. Omar,
Omar's sick of listening to us.
That hurts my feelings.
This is Omar's way of saying, shut up. Go away. I'm done with you. I'm so sick of this. Right. Okay. So what that does is neatly brings us to the striker spot. And there's quite a lot to talk about here, actually. I'm on a bit of a time frame. But we'll do it anyway. We'll just go into it. So who we have at the moment is João Pedro. I don't think we get anyone better than João Pedro, do we, to be completely honest? So we are talking about our rotational options, really.
We've got Omega coming in.
Yeah, Omega, Liam Delap, Nicholas Jackson comes back. We've got Mark Yu. So before we talk about who we want, do we need anyone? Because and how many of the aforementioned strikers do we sell? Or loan or whatever?
I think, yes, we need one. And I think...
So you've got to lose 3.
Yeah.
Because we can't have 4 strikers on the books.
Yu, loan.
Yeah.
I think Jackson will be sold.
Yeah, okay.
I think that one's written on the wall, or sold, or probably loaned again somewhere with an option to buy or something like that.
Yeah,
something stupid like we did this year.
Well, we can get another 10 mil for a loan.
Another 10 mil,
to be honest, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, fair enough. It pays for his amortization and his wages, and we probably make a little bit of profit. So it's all good. And
with João Pedro and Omega again, striker wise, I'm going down the same route as we need something different. João Pedro and Omega, I know slightly. I think Omega's a bit quicker and he's more of a runner. But
Omega's much more like Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, but in terms of physical stature, they're both not physical strikers. So where you've got João Pedro and Liam Delap, 2 different physical attributed strikers in terms of the game. I think if we're going to loan, in this scenario, loan Delap, we need to bring in a striker of that similar ilk.
Yeah.
I saw CFC put in Samu. I want to say he's talking about Omorodion from Porto.
Yeah. Changed his name recently though. It's like Agaho. I can't remember his second name, but they just call him Samu now. But yeah, it is the guy that we looked at from Atletico Madrid a little while ago and went on to be a bit. And
if he's talking about the Thiago from Brentford, Igor. I wouldn't mind that, but I also don't think... Well, actually, saying that, he's at Brentford.
Yeah.
So maybe he would. Which is not a bad shout. Not to be a guaranteed first-team starter, but to have that different attribute. To be the
Demba Ba.
Yeah, kind of thing, I mean? Which could potentially... I mean, what's
the Loic Remy?
He must be closing on 20 goals this season already.
Yeah,
I know you can say one season wonder, but if he's not coming in to be the main striker, you could probably get a bit of something out of him, to be fair.
What are we on? I like Igor Thiago. 22 goals, 19 in the Prem, 2 in the FA Cup, 1 in the League Cup. So for me, what I think is going to happen is we don't buy anyone. I think we keep João Pedro. I think Omega comes in, and I think Liam Delap gets kept as the new Mark Yu for the season.
Yeah.
And I think we sell Mark Yu. I think we sell Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
What I would prefer to happen, I think Mark Yu gets sold, so I'm not even going to convince myself that I think he might stay. Nicholas Jackson gets sold. Liam Delap gets loaned to maybe a championship team that comes up. Maybe a Coventry.
You know what I was about to say? Go for Lamp. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like send Liam Delap to go and work with Frank Lampard for a year, something like that. Get him a bit of experience. At the very least, figure out whether he is actually Prem ready or we just need to sell him. Because we'll get 30 mil for Liam Delap just based on his age in the next few years. So I'm not worried about losing money on him.
Now that you said Coventry, I think if Coventry do come up, I think there'll be quite a few players that could potentially go on. Like I could see Josh going to Coventry.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, actually.
Playing right back or centre back.
The thing is, though, I'm surprised that it already hasn't happened because when Frank Lampard took over Derby, he came in and got Fick and Mason Mount. And
Tamori.
Yeah, Fikayo Tomori, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah, Fick, yeah. He got someone else.
Yeah, he did get someone else.
I can't remember.
Was it Jay Da Silva?
Might have been, yeah, the right-sided player.
I
would say right side,
fullback or something. But I'm surprised that isn't already the case, and I just don't know if that's a wage thing. Like, I don't know how well off Coventry are. Do you know what I mean? But I think if they got into the Premier League, it would be smart to entertain it. But is that too much? Does Frank Lampard almost want to distance himself from that a little bit? Because
maybe,
do you know what I mean? Is like, he did do wonders with Mason Mount. At the end of the day, he made the player that Mason Mount is, albeit he's gone on to do really badly. I do love that idea. But anyway, keep it to the strikers. We need to wrap up. So, like I say, for me, what I would like to do, sell Jackson, loan Delap to a Coventry, would love that if they get promoted, or a Wrexham if they get promoted. That would be awesome too. Bit of a Hollywood year for him. And bring in an Igor Thiago. I'd be more interested in an Igor Thiago than a Samu, because if we bring someone else in, I want experience. I want someone with a bit of an older head. Yeah. I want someone with less time that feels like they need to make more impact. This is another issue we'd never talk about with young players as well. When you get a 21-year-old player, he has a bad season and he might just be like, it's fine, 21, I'll be better next year. But when you're 27, 28, Igor Thiago, your last move to a big club, you have to stake your claim.
Is that how old he is?
No, he's 24. Is he 24?
Yeah, he's still young.
That's wild. Okay, well, either way, I still would rather Igor Thiago than Samu, I think. Samu is a little bit injury prone, isn't he? He's had a couple of, although he's been great, there have been injuries there. So let's try and see if we can remember all of our picks. So goalkeeper, we ended up kind of agreeing that if we were going to buy someone, Ederson would be great. We'd love to see that. And that fits the style that we want to play. It maybe creates complications in our goalkeeping department in general, but we both agree Ederson would be great. Centre backs, we settled on, we love Bastoni, but he's left-footed. Kim Min-jae.
Yeah.
Kim Min-jae from Bayern Munich.
I think Bastoni is just too unrealistic in terms of price-wise, but would be the ideal candidate. But Kim Min-jae, I think, for the different type of quality, and I think he would bring experience into the team. Yeah, like that a lot. And he could stick around for a while. I mean, he's not like a crazy athletic player, so he could be get 4 or 5 years out of him. And probably longer in terms of teaching the other ones.
Midfield, we said Fede Valverde, didn't we? And that we unanimously, after you came up with that one, agreed that I don't want anyone else now. I'd literally rather have Fede Valverde in our team than Enzo Fernandez right now. If I'm completely honest, I think he's a lot more athletic and robust, isn't he, as well? So he just loads more energy. Left wing, Anthony Gordon. Centre attack, Morgan Gibbs-White. Right wing,
right side, keep it as it is. Up front, Igor
Thiago. None of those seem crazy.
No.
They all seem like,
and even some of them, even though they're bringing experience, like Gordon, he's still young, 25. Igor Thiago, done well this season, scored bang logo, till 24. Morgan Gibbs-White, 26. So experience, the oldest player we would be looking at would be Kim Jin-Mae, 29, but even Fede Valverde is like 24. But they bring experience in terms of what they've done. And what they
100%. So. They bring a winning mentality, and it's also not gutting the squad. Do you know what I mean? It's not completely, we get to keep the main players that are doing well where they are. And it just puts so Kim Min-jae, someone like that probably starts. Do you know what I mean? He gets in. Ederson goes straight in, but that just makes the players in front of him better. We're happy with the fullback, so we're only making one change to the back line, and you would have thought someone like Ederson instantly makes an improvement. Fede Valverde, for me, upgrades our starting 11, even with Enzo Fernandez on the books. I'd rather see Fede Valverde than Enzo Fernandez. I think he'd suit our team a bit more. Anthony Gordon is an upgrade. That is only going to make João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Esteval, all those guys play better. Morgan Gibbs-White comes in as a rotation option and would be really important for those difficult games where we need someone more robust. And Igor Thiago probably doesn't get in over João Pedro, but they will push each other. Do you know what I mean? And they're both Brazilian 100%. Boys as well. Do you know what I mean? So really interesting. Really, really interesting. So I like that. And do you know why I like it? Because we haven't gone Erling Haaland, or do you know what I mean? We haven't just been completely crazy.
Maybe one super unrealistic.
What, in
Fede, but would just, would work.
If not Fede, then would you be happy with Elliot Anderson?
Yeah, I'd take it.
Elliot Anderson would be more expensive though. That's wild, isn't it?
He would be. Yeah, I reckon Fede Valverde you probably get for maybe 65, 70 million.
Yeah,
Anderson is Premier League, so they're going to push him. and he's
he's a young
super
Englishman
young.
as well. Do you know what I mean?
And he's
It's
going to
like
go to the World Cup as well.
Yeah, and he's homegrown. He's young,
Yeah.
English. Do you know what I mean, it's like so many reasons there, unfortunately. Right, so I like that, man. I'm hoping someone I hope Win Stanley or Stuart or someone has been watching this. This is how you reasonably talk about upgrading your team, and that's if we got 3 of those players, 2 or 3 of those players, then our team is significantly better, isn't it? Ultimately. Yeah. If we could only adjust 3 of those positions, I would only do left wing,
goalkeeper,
and centre back. Do you know what I mean? Midfield, and if our midfield and our attacking options, apart from left wing, don't change at all next season, I'll still feel like we can get something done. And the thing is, Liam Delap might come alive in his second season. We've seen it with Cucurella. We've seen it with Moises Caicedo. João Pedro looked like he was going to be one of those, but has picked up towards the end of the season. We've seen players, do you know what I mean? And he's had a lot of injuries and stuff. Like, I'm not totally willing to write off Liam Delap just yet. So, you know, interesting one. And we've been linked with this guy before. Camavinga wants more football. I like Camavinga. I think he's too slight, though. I think he's too slight for... You know, he's
the physicalness of the Premier League. Like week in, week out, playing against a Newcastle or stuff like that. Like you're going to get more teams like that than you are going to get in Spain.
Yeah, I think he's a great technical player, and he's got a lot of versatility. Like, he played left back for a while and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, he could definitely add something to a good squad. But I'm not convinced about him as a Premier League operator. Like Tchouaméni, for instance, I'd be more interested in. But you know, it's interesting, isn't it? So, guys, that is going to be it. We are going to wrap it up there. This has been absolutely brilliant. You guys have been phenomenal tonight. So many great comments coming in. We've absolutely loved it. This has been Thursday Night Blues. I'm Matt of the Stamford Sink, your Stamford shrink for the evening. This is Kai from Behind the Dugouts. Guys, if none of you, I'm sure most of you already have, but if you haven't, get over to Kai's channel, subscribe, like his videos, check him out. Really, really good football analysis. I'm much more of a vibes guy, which is why I get Kai on, because I need someone to talk sense sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So, Kai, any parting words for our lovely viewers?
Thank you all for joining for what has been a very painful time. We needed this therapy, man. It feels good to get it off the chest. Yeah,
it good to
needed to get it off the chest. And just roll on the rest of the season. And
yeah, mate. Well, we've got international break soon, haven't we? So we can
exactly. We get 2 weeks of a break. Usually I hate it, but you know what I could do with it this time.
Totally up for it this time. Yeah, for sure. Right, nice one, guys. Thank you all very much for sticking around, and we will catch up with you very, very soon.